with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
You're the baddest in the room. Were you playing that just now?
Yes.
Okay.
Not just now.
Is that what you was singing so hard?
Yes.
Y'all gotta listen to Tristan in here singing. It's Friday. It is F Word Friday, Freaky Friday here at Spark FM Online. Number one for urban and Caribbean music. We are in the building today. It is Friday, December 5th. We're already 5 days into December. 5 days left. 5 days before. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say
6 days before my birthday.
Yes, 6 days before Tristan's birthday and some more days before the end of the year. And we are gearing up to just have a lively 2026. I don't know if it's going to be good, but it will be lively.
That's it for sure.
A quick check-in. Miss Tony, how you doing this morning, honey? We can't hear anything at all.
I'm okay.
Oh.
I'm doing okay. Come back to me after. I gotta fix this thing.
Tristan?
I'm good. Today's my mother's birthday. Happy birthday to my mama.
Yeah,
Sagittarius season in full effect right about now.
Oh, yeah, my mother. Yes. Happy birthday, Auntie Eunice.
Good morning.
Eunice Productions, Eunice Friends Together, Boat Ride, all the things.
All that stuff. We're going to be inside of Fort Hill Nice Up Sundays this Sunday celebrating. So if you want to come celebrate my mama's birthday, pull up inside of Nice Up Sundays each and every Sunday inside of Fort Hill Bar and Grill. Other than that, man, we chilling,
Nice up Sunday, nice up ting there, boy. Yes. So we're me too. Last night we attended the Building Wealth in Boston. With the Boston Globe. We got there a tad bit, a little tardy, but it was a very great conversation. Speaking to some folks after, they said that they wanted a little bit more. So I'm hoping that they put on more of these series. Real Talk Boston is going to do its job to make sure that we have more of these that are circulating. It had a pretty good turnout. And shout out to everybody Gotta Eat. Yo! Bomb. I tore that up, boy. I tore up. I had a great time. So shout out to the Boston Globe for putting these things on. They had a great panel of guests, and that was really great. It is, however, friggin' cold outside. We gotta take a pause and a moment of silence for how cold it absolutely is outside. We're gonna start it right now for 3 seconds.
All right. 1.
Yes, it is cold. It is cold. Isis, how are you doing? You doing good? Yes. Her voice is so little. It's so cute. I like it. Isis is our new intern. Started with us yesterday. So you guys be seeing her on a couple of days during the week, and you'll probably hear her as well. She'll be helping us with our social media and some other things. So welcome to Spark FM, Isis. Yeah. Miss Tony?
Yes, I'm good. Everything is good. Last night was really cool. The conversation last night after the event was very nice that we had with the people that were hanging around there. And again, shout out to everybody Gotta Eat with the food. Also, shout out to Asher Restaurant with their nice, delicious, hot,
I love them.
tea that soothes the soul.
You want to do something nice for somebody, just something nice and comforting, you gotta go there and get them a tea.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta do. It got a little ginger, probably a little turmeric, some cardamom,
some chai,
some milk.
And yeah, it's delicious.
I love it. I love it so much.
I love it as well. Very much, I love it.
All right. With that said, let's get this show on the road. Today, we're speaking to an extremely special guest. I'm really geeked to have her on. This is Fiona Compton from Know Your Caribbean. And if you are a Caribbean person, you probably follow this page in general. So make sure that you guys tune in. We'll talk some history. We'll talk Caribbean, where we're at right now, what's going on across the globe. I'm really excited for this interview. So tell a friend to tune in, because that's what we're going to be on today. With that said, let's get this party started. Saucy and Friends officially starts right now.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387.
Your number one local radio. The Spark of New England, Spark FM. Bringing the heat back to the airwaves. The all-new Spark FM. Log on to sparkfmonline.com.
They really run around, hide it. Run around, Drew.
You got my icebox
where my heart used to be.
That's not the song, but
where my heart used to be. It is Friday, people, and I am going to have a good time today because it's cold. And once I leave here, I'm going into my home, and I'm going to sit there for the rest of the day until it's time to go to the Black Nativity. Speaking of the Black Nativity, we do have a couple of pairs of tickets to give away today for either the Today Show or the tomorrow night show. Today's show starts at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow is at 7:30. So if you're looking for something nice and friendly, maybe a date night, maybe a girls' night, take out one of your buddies to go see the Black Nativity. Go do that. We just found out one of our favorite people are actually in it. Shout out to Miss Clouden. She is over there doing her thing, and we all know that she's a choreographer and all those kind of good things. So I'm excited to see what that's going to look like. Opening night with the champagne toast. Yes. What do you wear to the theater?
what do you wear?
You wear pants and a blouse. Casual, business casual, just regular casual. Not no sneaker. So like a little pants.
You gotta wear a sneaker, Rolly.
Oh. Oh, speaking of that, I'm crippled. I'm crippled.
What are you talking about?
Yesterday, we was going to the thing, and I couldn't find no shoes to put on, so I put on my little high boots. And they were not high, it's like a platform boot. And I was going outside, and Sparkle wouldn't come inside. When I found Sparkle outside, he was walking slowly behind a cat that had a rat in its mouth.
Oh, no.
So I'm screaming for Sparkle, come inside! Sparkle, come inside! So I tried to lead him over to the other side, but when I tried to lead him, I rolled down the stairs and onto my ankle and rolled a little bit down the driveway. And in that one pause, as I'm sitting there reaching out for the sky for help, I look over, Sparkle, the cat, and the rat is all looking at me like, bitch, you good?
She hit the back door.
I scrolled myself into the back door.
The back door busted open, and she's out. She's laying in the hallway screaming, I broke it now. And we're like, what is going on with you? What is this? She's screaming and screaming. Sparkle's outside, standing outside the door now, looking in like, is she all right? It was the weirdest scene.
It was so horrible. I was in so much pain.
Don't look at me. Don't touch me. Just leave me. Let me lay here.
Let me die in peace. It's so hard. I was so sad, and then I just kept on laughing at the visual of them all looking at me. It's the dead mouse hanging like this. The cat is looking over. Sparkle's looking over. I just sit there. I'm like, first of all, this is freaking overstimulating and gross. So get me out of here. And that was my evening.
Terrible.
We started the show, right? So today is right now. It's 16 degrees. Mm-hmm. That's 6.
This morning when I went out to the bus stop, it was 9.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Wow.
Yep.
When I was walking the dog, which is, absolute torture. And if you do want to get a dog, I would really hope that you wait until the springtime.
Yeah.
So that you can get used to being outside, because when you are outside in the cold, it is like it's painful. It is painful. It's painful. Because the wind is punching you in the face. Your face is hurting you. The dog is pulling. All kinds of stuff. That's
exactly why I couldn't keep the little dog. I got it for my birthday in November.
Yeah.
and it was very, very cold.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am not going out there to walk that dog. I'm not.
Backyard.
No.
Run in the backyard.
And then he wasn't trained either.
Well, they
so
don't-
it's just
yeah.
peeing and shitting all over the house.
How old was that?
It was like 7 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's
Who
not.
asked for that?
No,
Nobody asked for that.
they don't come
I remember when you
trained.
had your dog for like 2 weeks.
It did. It was 1 week and 1/2 week. Is how long I had that dog for. You got to
1
go.
week and 1.5
You
weeks.
got to go. You got to go. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
We will get a high of 25 today, though. That's a silver lining.
Oh, okay.
And expect sunny skies. So it'll be bright and beautiful and cold as hell.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we're
Lovely.
at. With that said, let's get into the roundaway news.
Let's get into it. So there has Mayor Wu on taxes. This is a video. So let's talk about this because we heard about this 13% hike and it's a problem.
Everybody's mad about it.
Yeah.
People are angry.
Yeah.
And they're calling for her head.
All right, so here's a clip on Mayor Wu talking about the taxes.
Of housing is too high. But in Boston, it's not just rent and mortgage payments. Next year, because of state law, corporations are set to pay their lowest share of property taxes in the last 43 years. That means residential property owners are set to pay their highest share, an increase of $780 for the average single-family homeowner. But you can do something about it. Last December, Boston asked the state to sign off on a multi-year residential tax relief bill. This legislation would protect our residents and stabilize taxes for businesses and homeowners. We filed the bill, testified at hearings, held town halls, met with as many state legislators as possible, and negotiated a compromise with business groups. But even after the Boston City Council and the State House of Representatives each voted twice to pass it, a single state senator blocked the bill. Because of that, taxes on the average single-family home shot up by more than 10% last year. And unless the bill passes soon, the average homeowner is projected to pay another 13%, $780, on top of that in 2026. That is outrageous and entirely preventable if the state acts. Special interest groups and those in their pockets spread disinformation about the projected tax increase last year. They said it wouldn't be that bad. They couldn't have been more wrong. Our proposal helps keep families in their homes and keeps businesses in business. Tax bills go out in January, so we need your help now. Check out the caption for info on how to call your state legislators, and thank you for helping make Boston a home for everyone.
I thought this was important
We
to
all
put
know the
in
cost
here because of the fact of the overwhelming response that I've seen from people online, pretty much calling for her death and her head and for her to be locked up and imprisoned because of the hike in property taxes. And it's interesting to me that she put this video out because I'm sure that she heard it too.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a dope video.
Yep, I think it's shout out to her team for getting it out there.
I thought it was really, really dope. I like how they use social media, and I also like how even the production of the video showed in the background who she was talking about it without being messy in politics. So big shout outs to
I was
her.
trying to find out who it was. Who
It's
was?
Nick Collins.
Why he do that for?
Nick Collins.
Because he's a big corporate guy, so he didn't want the taxes to go to the corporate businesses, whereas she thought she wanted them to. Which I don't think is I think that they got to set a standard at something too. Like if you're gonna do that for corporate taxes, for commercial buildings and stuff like that, you got to look out for the little guy too and exempt us from that because that's a pass along to us. But however, I do appreciate that video. Fresh Jan says that's how she treat her men. She got to go. Why do corp pay less and actually homeowners pay more? How does that make sense? So exactly. So what she's saying is that they came to a compromise where the corporations would be paying more, and it would help to subsidize the residential or whatever. Nick Collins was the single voter that voted for it not to go through. So therefore it got passed down to the residential property taxes instead of the corporate property taxes. So what she's asking you guys to do and saying, hey, this ain't my fault. We voted for this to happen twice, and both times it got shot down by a single voter. So if you want it to change, stop blaming me and pick up the phone and call your legislators, and tell them what you want to see. So Fresh Wadu. Yeah, so that's pretty much. We keep on thinking that the mayor has this executive order like Donald Trump to just go above the law and write whatever y'all want her to write, and that's just really not how it works. Right. So that's why we do things like Super Tuesdays on Tuesdays, so you guys can find out what you can do, what they can do, and what they can't do. So if you have a problem with the property taxes going up, pick up your goddamn phone and make a call and say, I don't want my property taxes to go up. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
And that's
Good.
it.
And like I said, very good. Shout out to her team for doing this and doing it very fast, because that is a mess.
It is.
It's a mess that's
It's a
going
whole
on
mess.
there. Yeah.
What's next?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to clear out space in my phone. I don't have no damn space in my phone.
You got to buy space.
I don't want to buy it.
They make you buy it like every week.
They do, right? Like, that's crazy. Teen charged with burning a BPD cruiser in a street takeover. So this is that same street takeover. They had previously arrested 2 little Rhode Island boys, and now they've arrested another one now. A 19-year-old from Connecticut has been arrested and charged with lighting a Boston police cruiser on fire nearly 2 months ago during a street takeover in the city.
What the hell they doing here? Connecticut, Rhode Island?
Well, remember, this was around the time where was that they were planting these people here to start problems so that Trump could bring the National Guard here, because Trump is, fighting Mayor Wu. So, exactly.
It sounds about right.
What were they doing
here?
So
all of these people that are not from Boston lit a Boston vehicle on fire.
Yep.
And somehow this is a Boston problem.
And what they was here for? Like, what was going on? They literally came.
Did you drive here from Connecticut?
For that, yeah. It seems so. I don't know. David Antonio Moran, who police said is also known as David Moran Chavez, is charged with burning a motor vehicle, unlawful possession of fireworks, and disturbing the peace, and conspiracy.
Here is the clip.
Fire during one of those so-called street takeovers back in October. WBZ's Louisa Mueller is live for us in Boston tonight. Louisa, this was a pretty lengthy investigation.
Yeah, David, Boston police say they really leaned on their auto theft unit, but it also took cooperation with a number of police departments to catch up to the suspect 8 weeks after the incident. It's been 2 months since a burning Boston police cruiser lit up the night sky, and dozens of young people blocked part of the South End in a street takeover. But it's the kind of image Boston police brass say they couldn't just let go.
When I say these detectives spent hours and hours looking through this video, I mean literally. I'm not even doing it justice.
Superintendent Paul McLaughlin says it was witness video like this and tons of police body-worn camera footage that led investigators to arrest 19-year-old David Antonio Moran at his home in Norwalk, Connecticut. Moran accused of using fireworks to ignite the cruiser.
A search warrant was executed at his house, and items were seized that tie him back to the incident on here in Boston.
McLaughlin describes the takeover that October night as a wake-up call, showing that these incidents and some of the people involved are connected and require intelligence sharing between law enforcement agencies. He says it was video from other communities, such as Randolph, that helped point to Moran.
There is a very organized kind of street takeover network out there throughout New England and beyond. You can start looking at each one of those incidents and finding, common vehicles, common outfits or things like that.
Right after the Boston takeover, police arrested 2 Rhode Island teens, also in connection with the cruiser fire and takeover. Both were released on cash bail.
And they're all little white boys.
White black boy.
So I have some friends that are in the car scene.
Yeah.
And they're like talking about how, because I used to go to a lot of car meets.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between car meets and like takeovers, per se. So
yes, tell us that, because what is that?
So car meet is where like different like cars, like BMWs, like nice cars,
like a little
together.
showcase.
Like a showcase. But takeover is like where they do donuts, like with their cars. They have like loud music, stuff like that. So a lot of my friends that have like nice cars, they're getting pulled over.
What is it called?
El Punto.
El Punto.
Yeah.
That's
So
a takeover.
that's kind of connected.
Is El Punto is a takeover.
That's a takeover. Clearly.
Similarly,
But sometimes they have a meet.
sometimes it's calmer.
Okay.
Do they call it takeover?
No.
Okay.
Oh, but that's a takeover. I've been.
Yeah. So a lot of people are getting pulled over because of it, because they're doing the investigation. So like a lot of my friends are like, oh, I got pulled over for like no reason because of like just the cars that they drive.
Yeah.
Well, that's profiling,
That's
but that
definitely
also is.
profiling.
But there's just cause, I guess.
Yeah.
Because if I see one of them out there, I'm assume two.
Yeah.
Just in case. These white kids out losing their goddamn mind. It's true. All the children's
And
losing their
they do
mind.
drive here.
They do. They
Yeah,
do.
they race here actually.
Really?
Yeah. And it's like a big thing. Like you meet up at one spot and then you race to like New York or like
You
yeah.
race to New York?
Yeah, on the highway. Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's dangerous.
That is.
That is dangerous.
No, but I remember racing to Rhode Island one time to go to Confetti's with one of them car groups. So
It's like, yeah.
We was racing
Yeah,
racing
like
down it, and I was
blinkers on, so like
Yes.
their cars know. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
everyone in like the group like has their blinkers on.
and then you know the guys have some of the guys have them lights in the front of their car, so they would
Yeah.
pull up like if I was in the front or whatever, they would pull up behind me and with their lights on. I had to move out the way because I thought it was the cops and it was
Yeah.
them, so they could pull ahead of me.
Yeah.
I raced them too with my little Honda.
I raced them too.
I was racing.
Tony will win too because she drive real fast.
Back in the day, I was ahead. I told you I was ahead. They pull up behind me. That's how I lost. I was gonna win that race.
Make it to New
Damn
York
it.
with Tony in 2
But that's
hours.
when things was safe.
Yeah. Nowadays, things is a little dangerous.
It's
You can't be
a
doing.
little dangerous outside. Wow. Okay. Thank you, Isis. Because I was like, ain't it the same thing? But there is a difference between takeovers and El Puntos. Very nice. So anyhow, that 19-year-old, they arrested him yesterday, and as I said, they had previously arrested, I think it was two teenagers from Rhode Island, are the only others who have been charged with the incident so far. There's a lot going on in this case, and they are investigating it because y'all gotta stop the foolishness. Former Boston police detective indicted on OUI charges allegedly backed his truck into an occupied car. Wow. We always have a story about police behaving badly lately, huh?
Yeah, man.
A former Boston detective has been indicted on OUI charges, the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office said on Thursday. Greg Walsh, 51, of South Boston, was charged with operating under the influence of liquor, leaving the scene of a property damage, negligent operation of a motor vehicle, and carrying a licensed firearm while intoxicated. Walsh allegedly backed a city-owned truck into an occupied vehicle and drove away while intoxicated, the DA's office said. Judge Boudreaux released Walsh on personal recognizance. He's due back in court on January 15th for a pre-trial conference. That's crazy. Harvard law professor arrested after a BB gun incident outside a synagogue, and ICE Boston takes action. On December 3rd, 2025, the Department of Homeland Security announced the arrest of Carlos Portugal Gouveia, a Harvard Law School professor and Brazilian citizen. The arrest followed an incident in October in which Gouveia fired a BB gun outside a synagogue on October 2nd, 2025, shortly before Yom Kippur. Gouveia stated he was hunting rats. The Department of State revoked his J-1 visa on October 16th. On November 13th, Gouveia accepted a plea deal and pled guilty to illegal use of an air rifle. Other charges, including disturbing the peace and vandalism, were dismissed. After his plea, ICE Boston enforcement removal operations arrested him. Gouveia agreed to leave the United States voluntarily instead of undergoing deportation proceedings. Officials described the incident as an act of anti-Semitism. They stated that foreign nationals who commit such acts may lose their right to remain in the country. Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin and Secretary Noem reiterated the U.S. government's policy against anti-Semitic violence and said such actions do not align with American values. Have you heard that commercial by Kristi Noem that they play on the radio and stuff?
I haven't.
So she's like, like you're not supposed to be here illegally. We suggest that you voluntarily deport yourself. That comes with a free flight and the opportunity to return to America legally. Ain't that crazy? That's crazy. They got a commercial about that. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Play the clip. Sorry.
Oh no, this is old. This is from back in October.
Yeah, it's the same thing though.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Here we go. One second. Here we go. Yeah.
Firing a pellet gun near a synagogue. A visiting Harvard professor has been placed on leave after allegedly firing a pellet gun near a synagogue. Brookline police say Carlos Portugal Gouveia is accused of shooting the gun
This is from about a month ago. So.
Okay, so that's the okay. There's a video here. Federal heating assistance funding is now available in Massachusetts. That is good because when did they take it away from us?
They took it away a couple of months ago.
Oh, okay. Well, let's listen to this video. And who are these people?
Right here. Wait 1 second. Waiting for the video.
That federal heating assistance funding is now available across Massachusetts.
Gonna need the heat tonight with those bitter temperatures. 22 News reporter Sarah Biename joins us live in studio with what you should know if you need help paying your heating bill.
Nicosia, LIHEAP funding supports organizations like Valley Opportunity Council, and their staff say it's been a challenging time for their employees and recipients. This delay comes a month after the Trump administration released federal funding yesterday. VOC serves tens of thousands of households in Massachusetts. A large amount of those households are working families and retired individuals on a fixed income. Since there was a setback, they've had over 10,000 applications waiting. They're processing those right now. If you haven't applied yet, they say you have until April.
We are in the process and have been since yesterday of getting notices out to the vendors, the deliverable vendors, and then also to participants.
Luckily, the state was able to provide a small amount of funding for emergencies. But if you are still waiting for your oil or propane, they advise you to reach out to your vendor. LIHEAP typically helps more than 150,000 households in Massachusetts during the winter each year. Working for you, Sarah Biename, 22 News.
Governor Maura Healey has announced that federal
Oh, well, that is really good that they've been able to do that for us. Look at you, Sarah, Ben, and me. You better go, girl. So we're going to take a quick pause for the cause, and we'll be right back. We have to just do a little recalibrating. We'll call you right back. We'll be right back. Saucy and Friends in the morning.
Your number one local radio. The Spark of New England, Spark FM. Bringing the heat back to the airwaves.
At Rockland Trust, we know listening matters. Whether you're building a family or a business, investing in a new home or a college education, you need a banker who cares. That one person who makes all the difference. Rockland Trust Bank, where each relationship matters. Member FDIC.
Looking for a meaningful way to engage with your community and make a difference? Volunteer with the Massachusetts Senior Medicare Patrol Program and help prevent Medicare fraud. Visit masmp.org. This project is supported by a grant from the U.S. Administration for Community Living.
The National Center of Afro-American Artists invites you to celebrate 55 years of a powerful holiday tradition, Black Nativity by Langston Hughes. Join us December 5th through the 21st at the Emerson Paramount Center, 559 Washington Street in downtown Boston. Experience the stunning story of the birth of Christ brought to life through soul-stirring gospel music, breathtaking dance, and a timeless message of hope. See Black Nativity, and Christmas will never feel the same again. Get your tickets now at blacknativity.org or call 617-824-8400.
Each and every Saturday night from 6 to 9 p.m. inside the Avenue, where you bring the drinks and we bring the vibes. My name is Gary Banton alongside my co-host Big Trini, right here in SparkFMOnline.com, the number one place for soca, hip-hop, R&B, and more. Each and every Saturdays from 6 to 9 p.m. It's the Avenue.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, Broadway, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head-on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
This is a message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Travel increases your chance of getting and spreading COVID-19. Take steps to protect yourself and others. Wear a mask that completely covers your nose and mouth. Masks are required on planes, buses, trains, and other forms of public transportation traveling into, within, or outside of the U.S. and in U.S. transportation hubs, such as airports and stations. Stay at least 6 feet away from others. Wash your hands often, and watch for symptoms of COVID-19. When traveling back to the U.S., you must show a negative COVID-19 test result or have documentation of recovery from COVID-19 before boarding your flight back to the U.S. Visit cdc.gov/COVID-19 travel to learn more about travel requirements and recommendations.
About that on this show, the packages of things. But
Spark FM.
Some of them don't like me. Some of them just fight me. All of them could rock so.
Spark FM.
One day every day. One girl every day. Say me name and me magically appear.
Spark FM.
Body better get her cause she out here looking fun. Better pop it because I'm out here popping mine. Don like this Don Julio gon' do the trick every time.
Spark FM.
So can you come pick up your clothes? I had them folded.
Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up.
All right, let's take a look.
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are here in the building. We're gonna have a couple of. Why do we do
Huh?
Why do we just?
Oh, we didn't finish.
Oh, okay, so we got a couple more stories, and then we'll get right into the interview. We'll go through them pretty quickly.
Yeah. So a woman was pushed onto the tracks at North Station yesterday. Police are searching for the suspect. They suspect that he is a homeless man that they said they've seen in the area. He literally just pushed her onto the tracks and kept it moving.
What the hell?
I was hearing about this, and I don't really understand what you're saying. This is not New York. Do not behave like this. Yeah.
This is yesterday, and then I was like, oh my gosh! Like I took the train yesterday, the other night for the first time. We got on at North Station, where this lady was pushed, and we got off at Roxbury Crossing, where the people fell off the train yesterday.
Very true. Very true.
I didn't think about it like that, but you're right.
Police are searching for a man they say is responsible for pushing a 61-year-old woman onto the tracks at North Station yesterday. Oh, was it? Oh, okay. It wasn't the train tracks. It was the trolley tracks.
Oh.
Of Green Line?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a little different. Let's look at this.
Causing commuters to be concerned about her health and their own safety.
A woman wheeled away on a stretcher at North Station. Police say she was pushed behind by a stranger while standing on a platform Thursday.
That's too bad, really. That's awful. I hope she's okay.
I mean, it's messed up.
7 News sources say the 61-year-old woman ended up on the tracks. Commuters shocked by what happened.
I mean, I'm glad that she is hopefully okay.
The woman was taken to Mass General Hospital in an ambulance to be evaluated. She is expected to survive. Police say the suspect in this case is believed to be a homeless man who they often see in the area.
It's pretty crowded, more or less so, but you expect that, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. It's the main station here.
The incident, a powerful reminder about being aware of your surroundings.
I always do. You never know what's going to happen, so I'm always cautious when I come here. So I'm always looking around, seeing what's strange or what's different. So.
I do, but only because my family recently told me that happened previously, I think over the summer, right? Yeah. So they started telling me that I should probably be a little bit more aware of my surroundings.
That is horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah. Horrible. I mean,
and it's a fear. It's an actual realistic fear. Anytime I'm at the train, I literally stand by a wall.
Yeah.
Or sit down because I don't want anybody to and I don't want nobody to feel like they have an impulsive need to push me on the track.
Right, and at least, fortunately and unfortunately, because we talk about these types of things on the daily, we're aware of certain things. But imagine for somebody who is just totally unaware of that this might happen. You know, like you talk, Sauce, about all the time about like walking down the street with this fear that somebody might just punch you.
Yeah,
like
all
those
the time.
things like we know to be conscious of because we hear about it, talk about them. But totally unsuspecting person, that is awful. A 74-year-old Texas woman living in Massachusetts pleads guilty to distributing 150,000 doses of fentanyl.
74-year-old.
She's 74.
She is finding her new way.
She thinks she's Dr. Quinn medicine woman. Anyhow, a person has been taken to the hospital after an object fell from the sky and struck them in Boston. Where did this happen? This took place Thursday night.
Another unreasonable fear.
Yep.
Is that an air conditioner or something
a piano
or a piece of glass that is loose? Not the piano.
A piano might fall out. The incident occurred in the area of Jersey Street near Fenway Park. Boston EMS is confirming they responded to Jersey Street after reports that someone was hit by a falling object. At this time, it's unclear what the person or the status of what hit the person or the status of their condition, and hopefully they are okay. This was a story that was going around yesterday too. I saw Mayor Wu looking quite frustrated about this. An unknown intruder steals multiple wallets from City Hall offices.
Oh, what?
Oh, yeah. A man wearing a hat and a mask gained access to authorized areas inside City Hall Monday and made off with multiple wallets and credit cards. An unknown suspect stole wallets and handbags from the offices of multiple employees inside Boston City Hall on Monday, raising security concerns about the building. The suspect was not authorized to be in the offices and was described by city officials as a member of the public. It is unclear how they gained access to the offices. Officials confirmed that the suspect entered several office suites and stole personal belongings.
I ain't mad at him.
I mean, but he had to go through security, right? Because you have to go through security in the metal detectors at City Hall.
You have to show your ID.
And you have to show an ID. Do you have to show an ID? No. I don't think you have to show an ID.
Maybe that's the court. Is that the court? No.
That's the court. No, you don't have to show an ID at court either. But yeah, so he just, they got him on camera or something, whoever he is. They don't know who he is, though. Details are scarce.
I'm mad at him because, City Hall, that means he probably made out.
Yeah.
He probably made bank.
Shoot. Details are scarce, but a series of police reports do contain some information. And go ahead with the clip.
And here goes El Copiando.
And stole cash, credit cards, and wallets from several offices. Police reports show 3 different people who work at City Hall reported someone stealing from their offices Monday just after noon. All 3 people reported seeing or hearing about an unknown man in the area around the same time.
I can confirm that there was a security breach and there was someone in City Hall stealing property going from suite to suite. I'm also concerned, was there any confidential data that was taken off someone's desk? That is a security issue as far as I'm concerned, and that needs to be investigated.
Municipal Protective Services will increase patrols throughout the building.
Damn, son.
What did they steal?
People's wallets
and pocketbooks, personal belongings.
And City Hall is corrupt.
City Hall.
Everybody do all their favorite crimes in there. They exchange money.
Yeah.
Stealing people's wallets and purses.
They beat their domestic partner and then blame it on other people.
That wasn't in the City Hall, though. That wasn't in the hall of the city.
It was in the hall.
Oh, it was in the hall because didn't they get arrested from the
that
hall?
was at their house in Chinatown.
Oh, I thought they got arrested in the hall.
Did you make that up? No,
that was at the house.
Oh,
no, they did. They did. They got arrested at their house in Chinatown. Okay. They were like, "Do you know who we are? We work at City Hall." Yeah, we work at City Hall. Anyhow, so that happened at City Hall yesterday. Mayor Wu was on the news. She looks like she was through. And then to end on a happy note, Boston meteorologist goes viral for a hilarious 6-7 forecast moment. So I didn't see it, but I noted it was cute.
6-7 is so funny.
I love it
because yesterday when we were home, CK passed the thermometer and he said, "It's 6-7." Like, first of all, why the heat why it's so low? I put it on to 74.
Papa's birthday, they was like, "Papa 6-7." You know, the whole 6-7 craze is getting out of hand when even Mother Nature and Boston television meteorologists are in on the joke. So go. Who is this one? Is this Jean Levanchi? Jeremy Reiner.
No, Jeremy Reiner.
Jeremy Reiner. Earlier this week, 7 News Boston meteorologist Jeremy Reiner was discussing the snow that was slated to fall on Tuesday, December 2nd. A wide swath of western New Hampshire and central Mass was predicted to get between 6 and 7 inches of snow. While discussing this, Reiner couldn't resist making the reference that teens watching at home were probably already laughing about when the numbers appeared on the map behind him.
There goes this clip.
Where you're talking, 6, 7 inches of snow, but a little bit less.
I can't hear.
Oh, that was it?
But
I can't hear.
get up into portions of Worcester County where you're talking.
That's all. That's a lot of
6,
snow.
7 inches of snow, but a little bit less.
So he did
6, 7 inches of snow.
Get it, Jeremy Reiner. You'd really have to get up into portions of Worcester County, where they're talking 6, 7 inches of snow, Reiner said, while making the gesture commonly associated with the nonsensical phase. TikTok user Hornado captured it on video and posted it with the caption, "Was this intentional or does he have no clue?" As of this writing, the TikTok has over 23,000 reactions and more than 300 comments, including from Reiner's own daughter, Emma. "Yo, that's my dad," she commented. That's cute. So that is our Around the Way news. We're going to take a break, quick pause for the cause, come back, and we're going to be speaking with the ladies from Know Your Caribbean.
So excited about that.
And find out the great things that they have in store here for us. Saucy and Friends in the morning. What a morning.
Keep it locked.
We'll be back.
I'm going to give you to the count of 3 to get your lousy, lying, low-down, four-flushing carcass out my door.
The People Station.
What is that? What is that?
Spark FM.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, and a Happy New Year.
This is a message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Travel increases your chance of getting and spreading COVID-19. Take steps to protect yourself and others. Wear a mask that completely covers your nose and mouth. Masks are required on planes, buses, trains, and other forms of public transportation traveling into, within, or outside of the U.S. and in U.S. transportation hubs such as airports and stations. Stay at least 6 feet away from others. Wash your hands often, and watch for symptoms of COVID-19. When traveling back to the U.S., you must show a negative COVID-19 test result or have documentation of recovery from COVID-19 before boarding your flight back to the U.S. Visit cdc.gov/COVID-19 travel to learn more about travel requirements and recommendations.
Want to give your baby a head start? Get the best protection against flu and COVID-19. Because their immune system isn't fully developed at birth, babies need additional protection. When you get vaccinated while pregnant, it can keep you and your baby from getting sick. As they get older, this can result in more time in school and daycare for them, and more productive time at work for you. Vaccines are safe and effective for children as they grow. No matter where you are on your pregnancy journey, flu and COVID vaccines can boost your and your baby's natural defenses and protect your family. Stay up to date with your vaccines. Stay healthy. Talk with your trusted healthcare provider today. Brought to you by the Boston Public Health Commission.
At Rockland Trust, we know listening matters. Whether you're building a family or a business, investing in a new home or a college education, you need a banker who cares. That one person who makes all the difference. Rockland Trust Bank, where each relationship matters. Member FDIC.
Did you get a call or message that mentioned Social Security that made you feel threatened or scared? That is not the Social Security Administration. Social Security will not threaten you, press you for personal information, or demand instant payment. Social Security does not accept payments by gift card, prepaid debit card, internet currency, or by mailing cash. Criminals use these forms of payment because they are hard to trace. Don't fall for it. Hang up, ignore them. Report this criminal activity to oig.ssa.gov.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Spark FM.
I know you nasty. She be touching on her own body.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
Said she wanna take me away. Said she wanna take me away. Said she wanna show me the way.
Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up. Spark FM.
The National Center of Afro-American Artists invites you to celebrate 55 years of a powerful holiday tradition, Black Nativity by Langston Hughes. Join us December 5th through the 21st at the Emerson Paramount Center, 559 Washington Street in downtown Boston. Experience the stunning story of the birth of Christ brought to life through soul-stirring gospel music, breathtaking dance, and a timeless message of hope. See Black Nativity, and Christmas will never feel the same again. Get your tickets now at blacknativity.org or call 617-824-8400.
Don't let biased algorithms or degree screens or exclusive professional networks or stereotypes, don't let anything keep you from discovering the half of the workforce who are stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time to tear the paper ceiling and see the stars beyond it. Find out how you can make stars part of your talent strategy at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
At Rockland Trust Bank, we know that listening matters, not just to your financial goals, but taking the time to really get to know you. Whether you're building a family or a business, investing in a new home or a college tuition, planning your finances for the next 30 days or the next 30 years, our experienced bankers will listen, not just to provide advice and resources, but to foster a relationship that truly matters. Rockland Trust Bank, where each relationship matters. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Spark FM online.
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are in the building. We are back. We have to take a couple of quick pauses because, you know, life's a lot. Especially when you are not expecting it to on a Friday while you're at work. But we'll talk about that later. It's time for us to introduce to you guys a very, very special person. And a lot of us follow her. When I posted it, I was like, they were like, oh my God, I follow her. That's my friend. I know everything about her. Fiona, how are you?
Great. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are?
Okay, so my name is Fiona Compton, and I am the founder of Know Your Caribbean, and I'm very proud to say it's the #1 platform for Caribbean history and culture in the world. And it just grew from me wanting to understand myself as a Caribbean person more and to understand my history, and then I started to share things on Instagram and realizing that a lot of people felt the same way I do. And it just grew now. It's a community. New Caribbean is not a person. It's a community space. And and that's what, so I'm very happy to be here, very happy to see what's happening with the Caribbean community here in Boston and looking to see things that we can be doing in the future together. So.
I started following your page a couple of years ago, and I've been talking to Jay for a while about you coming here and doing things, especially with just the Caribbean massive here. Boston, I think we're still like in the top 5 of Caribbean population when it comes to where people are migrating from. And just a quick introduction and your name and what do you do?
Hi. My name's Leanne. I'm a lecturer in the UK. I lecture in Caribbean literatures and cultures. So my research looks at contemporary Caribbean writing. But more recently, we've been working on like a really cool folklore project and thinking a little bit about how folklore lives in the Caribbean at the moment.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
It's been really cool.
So both of you guys are historians pretty much. So you study history, the Caribbean. We are a Caribbean focused radio station as well. You said that you just got into it by just posting online. What made you decide to kind of really build this brand out to, educate our people and other people?
I think it was like the responses. So when I'd find something and I'd be like, oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I'll just share it. And I'd be like, I didn't know that either. And then some people, and just seeing like that there was a need for it.
Yeah.
And I felt like also there is, because I dropped history in Form 3. I didn't like history at all. I didn't feel connected to it. I didn't feel anything for it. And then it's only coming back full circle and then finding out things like understanding about like the impact of the Haitian Revolution, understanding like how could I not know its impact, me someone who was born and raised in the Caribbean and not really seeing and understanding that impact, and I felt cheated.
Yeah.
So I think it was that feeling of feeling cheated. How could I not know this about myself, about my region? And it just continued of that feeling of being cheated, being disconnected from my own self and my own community. And then like on the positive side, like, oh my God, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, like it's so cool. Like, you know, it's like one of my favorite little stories because everybody knows jerk chicken and understanding the history of jerk with the maroon culture. So, you know, like jerk is a story of Caribbean resistance against slavery.
Tell us about it.
So basically,
story time.
Story time. Is like in the 1500s, the Spanish had invaded and colonized Jamaica. And then some years later, the British came in and said, okay, we want Jamaica or whatever. So the Spanish had their own enslaved people. And then the British came in and had their enslaved people. And whilst the Spanish and the British were fighting, the enslaved people were like, oh, deuces, we're going to go up to the Blue Mountains and do our thing and create our own community. So that was the first maroon community that existed now almost 500 years ago. And they started to integrate with some of the indigenous Taino people. And so they had brought their own concepts of seasoning and preserving meat. And so they started to learn things from the Taino people, and this merger created jerk. So when you're eating jerk, you're eating a story of resistance against colonialism.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
I find that a lot about history is that once you start to learn something, it's almost like you're addicted to learning some more. Like, what else is there for me to discover?
Exactly.
What have been some of the most important things that you have realized that made you want to carry this brand, you know, to a global level?
Well, I think one is understanding our global impact as Caribbean people. Everybody wants a piece of the Caribbean pie in some way. If it's our food, our vibes, our color, our culture, our carnival or something.
Absolutely.
And then also, I think realizing how connected we are. So you find, you know, like I'm St. Lucian, maybe I don't really... Growing up, I didn't really deal with like or know much about Dominican people or people from, you know, Curacao. Didn't really know nothing about people from Cuba and stuff like that. And realizing just like how interconnected we are, how similar we are, like through our dishes, through our dances, through our music, and then that we should not have language be our barrier. Culture is our connector, and I think it transcends language. So that's. And then just how dynamic we are. So like little things like I've asked people to share a genre of Caribbean music that's not like soca, calypso, dancehall, or reggae. And we got like almost 200 different genres of music.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so just seeing like just how dynamic we are. And I think when you see that, it's like a driving force to continue.
Yeah.
What do you believe is the state of the Caribbean diaspora right now in America? What we're seeing from the administration and many other things is that, you know, the target is starting to go to the smaller islands right now, Venezuela, Trinidad, things like that. Why is that always kind of like a little focus? I know that even before there was travel bans on the Caribbean islands and things like that. Where do you think that we are right now as a Caribbean people that leads people to kind of want to target us?
Well, I think one of the major issues that we have to work through is the anti-Haitian rhetoric that all of us carry. And I think it extends as a poison because there's no coincidence that the one nation in the world that was able to defeat European colonialism is the one that is looked down upon the most, that's villainized and demonized the most. And I think that is a huge problem that we have. And even as Caribbean people, it's not just, the administration and so on, is we have been also doing that work for them by having these beliefs against our Haitian brothers and sisters. And I think once we know that history of how much Haiti has impacted us and, create a liberation for the Caribbean, I think that in something would be a massive change. I cannot speak for what's going on with, the administration and so on. There's lots of
lots of things.
Yes, incentives. And I think it's really important right now for us to galvanize as Caribbean people. So, yes, let's put in some support for our Venezuelan brothers and sisters. Let's put, because if we listen to Parang, if we're going to be eating pastel or these things that come in, that came in from Venezuela and influenced us. So, looking at all of that interconnectivity is super important.
Yeah. Do you find the same thing as a lecturer and a historian as well? Like that is, that is where the root of it is, understanding the culture of not only Haiti, but like other forms of resistance as well?
Yeah, for sure. There was a really amazing Bayesian critic called Edward Kamal Brathwaite. And one of the things that he said is about the Caribbean is that the unity is submarine, right? Oh. And so what he's talking physically, because actually all of these islands, though they're separate on the top, are actually connected under the water, right? Yeah. But the unity is submarine because actually the same water that connects all of us brings us all together. Like we have that shared history of the water, right? And so I think it's really important that, I think the same is true in England, like in the England Caribbean diaspora.
Such a big Caribbean diaspora in England.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, huge. Mostly Anglophone Caribbean, so big Jamaican population,
yeah,
Mediterranean and so on, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Not enough is done to appreciate what Haiti is, right, for the region. And so we have the same kind of issues I think that you all are facing here. And I think that Fiona's right. Like it starts with like a proper cultural appreciation of all of the ways that we're connected, and then that's where the strength is, So yeah, that's where it starts for sure.
Where did your when did you start questioning your history? When did you start thinking about both of you guys? When did you guys start questioning like your backgrounds and just
like
your
who
history?
am I? Where do I come from? Yeah.
I think it comes in stages. It was not like just a one time thing that we just have this like light bulb moment. It came in pieces. So just like in the journey of like questioning that, I didn't know that. So I think, but one of the things like I mentioned was understanding the power of the Haitian Revolution. I think what was very painful for me is when the earthquake happened in 2010, I was in the UK and I was listening to this pirate radio station, and then people were calling in and they were saying that it was because they practice voodoo, that this is why. And I said, I found that painful because it's like hundreds of thousands of people lost their lives, and we are fixated on this very anti-Black rhetoric. And that's when I started to looking to the history and seeing like, wait, what? You mean what they actually were able to end slavery on their own terms? It wasn't, on the goodness of, some white people or whatever. It's like they liberated themselves on their own terms. And then, wait, what? France forced y'all to pay for that? And that Europe and the USA, bullied them and impoverished them, and they went from the richest nation in the whole of the Western Hemisphere, even richer than Brazil, which is 300 times its size. That is the power that Haiti was, and look at it now and what they did. So it called me to question so many things about how we see ourselves as Caribbean people, how we talk about ourselves, things we say in our language as well, how we, even when we speak about like colorism and classism, it's not just racism, isn't our only enemy. So all of those, and then when you come to understand the history, you will understand why we have these colorist views that people say openly to this day, right? And
especially in the Caribbean.
Exactly. So when you start to chip away at those historical moments, then you start to question everyday practices.
It's so I remember finally reading about Haiti. Because I find that adults usually kind of go through life just kind of going through life. And we often know things, but we don't know why we know them. And when I started to read about Haiti, just onto what you guys are saying, when I started to read about Haiti, I was like, wow, like it's rich. Like it's rich in culture. And what you just said, the comparison of how they used to be one of the richest nations now to just kind of being the punching bag of a lot of Caribbean places of America. During the campaign, all kinds of propaganda was being said, and I'm like, if you know these people, that just doesn't even sound right, know?
Because the Haitians of Boston
are
some of the proudest, strongest people that you know, and then Boston has probably one of the biggest Haitian communities, right, in the United States. And they are super proud, and take over, and they're so unified. It's almost like the rest of us should be looking at the way that they operate amongst themselves in order to, be proud of who we are. So.
It's also enlightening. So what are you guys doing here in Boston?
I'll hand that over to Leanne.
What you doing here, girl?
What we doing here? It's so cold. We've been asking ourselves that question.
I'm so sorry. I'm like so sorry. I would have to apologize on behalf of
day so far. Yes.
Really today?
Yeah.
I think we're clocking in at like 16 degrees. I don't even know what that means.
Nothing good. Fiona and I got invited to give a keynote at a conference at Northeastern University. So it's the Caribbean Digital Conference. This is their 12th year running that conference. And so it's all about, I guess, thinking about what Caribbean digital humanities looks like. So Fiona and I were invited to come and give the keynote conversation on a folklore project that we're working on at the moment, thinking about how to bring in digital methods to help preserve our Caribbean folklore.
And digital methods, when you say that, how specifically, like social media, things like that?
Yeah, so it's a new project, so we're kind of just testing some stuff out at the moment.
Figure it out.
But we basically started with one particular folk story that's told in St. Lucia, which is the story of the Tibolom, which is like a malevolent child-sized demon, I'm gonna call it.
Spirit.
Entity.
Entity is That's a good word. And we were kind of interested in why this story persists in St. Lucia, and it seems like it's a story that exists only in St. Lucia, right? And there's similar stories on other islands, but the Tibolom specifically is a St. Lucian something, right? So a few years ago, we met in St. Lucia with a small research team, and we filmed about 9 or 10 storytellers of all different generations telling us their stories of the Tibolom. And so we've been sharing some of the kind of clips from that little archive that we collected on our social media. So we have Instagram and TikTok. It's at Telling Tales Caribbean. If you're interested.
Tales?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're also thinking about how what else we can do with these stories. So right now it's been really cool and interesting to watch how people respond on social media to these stories and how the
And what
stories,
is the response?
Some people are positive.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Positive response. Yeah. Some people are, feeling very nostalgic about the stories being shared because they haven't heard them since childhood. We get other people correcting us about some of the details of the story, which is fine. Like we accept it. Tell
we
us your
like
version.
knowledge. Yeah.
We like knowledge. Exactly. We're not trying to pretend like we've got the answers. We're just showing you what we've come across, right? But yeah, it's been overwhelmingly positive, which is really, really nice. And I think, there's a real appetite for wanting to see our folk heritage preserved in different ways. So we're just thinking about different digital methods we can use to keep these things alive in a digital age.
Can you tell us the story of the Tibolom?
I'm going to defer to Fiona.
Okay, so the Tibolom, you have to get an egg, a chicken egg. And some people say you have to get a chicken egg that's laid on Good Friday, and it has to be the first egg from the hen.
Oh, very specific.
Okay.
Yes, very
very specific.
It can't be easy to make.
Yes. And then you have to put it underneath your arm for 3 days.
Oh.
And then there's different variations. Some say you have to then bury the egg. Some say you have to put the egg into the sea and then just turn your back and then walk home.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, the egg hatches and out of it births a small person.
Entity.
Yes.
Yeah.
A small person. It's like, childlike, but it's not a child.
Yeah.
And the first thing you have to say in Creole, Mwese Metu, which means I am your owner, I am your master. You must say that before it opens its mouth. And then it is basically enslaved to you for the rest of your life. So you send it to go and do deeds, like if you have a business and you have like an opponent, you can go and like put down their house or thief their money. You normally use the Tibolon to do bad things.
So you said, what kind of egg and when?
I know. Put it under my arm. 3 days.
Oh, you must feed it raw meat every day.
Oh.
Yes. Otherwise, it's going to get mad. But
where did this come from?
That's what we're working on.
Okay.
We believe it's a combination of course, because it's talking about references to Good Friday, because the thing is the spirit of a child where the pregnancy was ended and so on.
Unbaptized child.
Yes.
Children.
So it comes an unborn child. But I've heard in some other readings that it could be the spirit of if it's a miscarriage as well. But if you want to get rid of the Tibolon, that's the most important part. If you're like, I'm over this, I don't want this thing coming and ask me for raw meat every day. You take all the money from me already. Like, I mash up all of my haters already. Like, what now? It's like, you have to give it an impossible task.
Yeah.
Because it will it's dedicated to
pleasing
to pleasing you.
Yeah.
So you have to do things like give it a basket and say, go and empty the ocean with that basket or something like that. And it will stay trying to empty the ocean for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so wow.
There's also so many folklores that come. I'm thinking of the Sukunya,
Yes.
the Chumbi, the Chub Chub.
Yes.
There's so many
Yes.
folklores that come from the Caribbean.
Yes.
I remember growing up, my mother got me and my sister. So both of our families are from Honduras and Trinidad. Our mothers are from Honduras. Our fathers are from Trinidad. And my mother got us a book of Caribbean bedtime stories. And in that whole book was like a book of all kind of like just folklore stories from the Caribbean. That was kind of dope. That tied us in.
Yeah.
Why did you guys decide to focus on folklores?
It's just such an important part of our heritage, right? Like
Storytelling.
Storytelling is everything in some respects, and I think like, you know, any of us who have spent any time in the Caribbean will have memories, or have been raised by Caribbean parents, will have memories of stories, and the stories they're so frightening, some of them, but so entertaining, and there's something about them that sticks with you, you know. And so, I guess we're thinking about folklore as they're part of what makes Caribbean worlds, you know. And I think there's just, you know, as a researcher who focuses on kind of the written word, I wanted to like pivot a little bit and say, no, what about the oral? We talk about it so often, but like, are we actually paying attention to the art of these stories?
And I think storytelling is just so important. Like, no matter what the story is, if somebody can really tell a story, you're hooked from that first line. And you see, you know, like you want to learn more, or you want to find out about more or different things. I want to find out about all the things now.
Down the rabbit hole of
yes,
that,
exactly. Your page is pretty popular. Like, it's really, really popular. It's continued to grow. What do people write to you and say, like, oh my God, thank you for being here, like, thank you for teaching me things? Because I often come across things like, I really didn't know that. That is so cool. How do you find the information?
Everywhere. I think you just go down a rabbit hole. I found like pieces of our history in obscure Danish museums. I found it in places that you'd never think. Like, I remember I found this dictionary, which is like the Kalinago.
Quick pause. If you guys are listening right now and you want to follow along so you can see while she's talking, it's Know Your Caribbean on Instagram, Know Your Caribbean, and you can find the page. Give it a quick follow.
Thank you. So it's like I found like a dictionary which was like the Kalinago language. But it was Harvard University had it, and I'm like, why y'all have outing? Like, it's like this is like a very specific thing. You know, so you find it in all different kinds of places. So yes, there is. I think people are very thankful for the platform because it's just a way of connecting like our stories, our histories. Like even when you talked about the sukuya, like something that I found that was super cool was I grew up about, the sukuya, and you wear your nightie inside out, so the sukuya don't come and, suck your blood or whatever.
Yeah.
And then some people would put salt or the broom, and then the coquet broom because it likes to count, so that's how you can kill it. It's because it has OCD, so it like if you put like a grain of like sand or salt by a windowsill or the broom, it has to count every grain or every strand.
Wow.
Look at that.
And then the sun rises and it dies. But then finding out in the Carolinas they have something called the buhag, and it's exactly the same thing. And it's called Old Hig in Guyana. So it's like the Carolinas and Guyana are quite far from each other, but it's the same thing, and then we have the same spirit, but different name across the region. So those things I find like super cool. So
and the Geechee people in Carolinas, they're very
very Caribbean
sounding and acting. They are. So,
I'm even looking at your page right now, and in the theme of Christmas and stuff, I came across what is it in Curacao? And
Curacao.
Curacao. The what is it called? The
Santiman.
Santiman. This is so great. This is so cool. And I'm like, like even in we hear about like Boxing Day and after Christmas and things like that. Like how does that relate over the region too? Just kind of gearing up for special holidays like a Christmas.
I think, Leanne, in terms of Caracou has some very specific, and Grenada has very specific Christmas stuff, no?
They do. They have Caracou has a very specific parang festival. So it lasts over a couple of days, and it's like a string band festival, so Christmas music and so on. But they also use that festival, I guess, as a way to round up what's gone on the island for the year. And it's such a small island, and everybody's in your business. Wow.
The Macos.
So what they'll do, as well as singing these Christmas songs, is they'll have several different bands and
Where are
stuff.
you from again? I'm sorry.
Caracou. Yeah. And they will sing songs about the best gossip of the year, right? So who taking horn, who get catch on the bus.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great way to open those types of gifts.
And hey, if that's how they want to do it, then that's fine, But yeah, it's a really interesting, and I know that I think that Martinique has a similar carnival tradition where they kind of sing these songs as part of their carnival celebration about what's going on during the year. So there's an interesting
the roundup.
Yeah, the
roundup for the year.
It's let's get it all out in the open
on the road.
I mean, it's a good way to kind of surmise the year at Christmas. It is. It might not be the most, beautiful way to do things, but it is tradition, and that's what makes culture, right? Really different things that other people can't lay claim to, which has passed through generations and generations. I guess one of my last questions is how do you guys think that we can do better with the next generation that's growing up to teach them? Because I feel like we're getting further and further away from culture and tradition when it comes to the newer generations. We see it here in Boston all the time, especially around Carnival and stuff. There's just not enough education around culture. As we get through second, third generation of people, it kind of starts to water down. Even just this Kitty's Carnival Pass, we did a printed out coloring page of just what Carnival is and the different terms and stuff, so that we can get them just kind of knowing about things. How do we continue to enrich our kids?
Yeah, I mean that's amazing that y'all did that, because we do have to find different ways. The world is changing. All of us are complaining. All our children, they're on the tablet, they're on the phone. Oh my God, we all struggling. We all struggling with that, and I think that's the thing is that culture can exist in lots of different ways. So with Leanne's Selling Tales project, we're looking at oral histories, we're looking at digitizing those things and looking at how we can spread things in lots of dynamic ways. Noe Caribbean, we have a Caribbean history coloring book as well that tells lots of Caribbean stories.
Yeah.
So it's like celebrating our Caribbean heroes and heroines. So, you know, we have to. The thing is, Western media is very powerful and it's super accessible, and I think it's becoming like, you know, now you hear some of like the Caribbean children who live in the Caribbean are picking up American accents because they watch YouTube so much. You know, so it's about kind of like just being very persistent in instilling that pride, because if we let go too much, because the things like you're talking about Caribbean Christmas, right? Talking about who get on and the string band by the road and stuff like that, right? And it's like, and then we are kind of falling into the, you know, the kind of white Christmas kind of traditions now. And then, so they're keeping them connected to those things so these children have those memories.
So
I
they
think
must go and parang.
Yeah.
They must bring them out in the middle of the night. Wake up! It's time to beat the band.
Because we do masquerade in St. Lucia. So we have traditional masquerade where we have like a jab. So it's like Papa Jab. So it's like this big devil to scare the children. And then they have Pai Banan, which is like, it's made out of dried banana leaf. And we have masquerade dancers. So that's when you see a lot of the traditions for Christmas.
Wow.
Hey, by force, my son is going in that. Let me tell you something. You better bring your ass. Okay? You're going in a masquerade.
Exactly. That's
okay? Your mouth can be long the whole time.
Exactly. That's how we've been. I remember me and my child's father were very carnival friendly, and mud band especially, trying to get my kid in there. He's screaming out, "Get in the band, get dirty, have a good time." Any other time you want to be dirty, now's the time to get dirty. And we do that with our kids too, like, you know, soca music playing, making them learn how to whine, and, you know, just kind of telling them different things. Not sure how interested in it they are, but, you know, just keeping the conversation regular, like a normal conversation, that this is what we do in our household, this is what we do in our culture, this is how we dance and travel and play. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about you guys just being here in general and speaking to Northeastern about, you know, the project and everything else that's going on. What's next for you guys? Well, we're working on this, so that's what's next. But, you know, like, once this is all done, like, what's your vision, and what do you want people to get from it?
Well, we with New York Caribbean in particular, we are looking, and we already have been extending outside of Instagram. So we've been doing events globally, like in London, in New York, in the Caribbean. We're going to be doing a lot more things. We've been
in Boston.
Absolutely. Hello, I've seen videos of your Juve. I say that's Boston. I say you're lying. I say you're lying. No, it's
oh Lord.
No, I was, you know, it was great to see. So, you know, we've been having some really good conversations whilst we've been here in terms of building the relationships and looking at, like, as you said, like, we have some of the largest populations of Haitians, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and then all the rest, and how we can celebrate that, and kind of, you know, your children will appreciate it. They will. When they're older, I'm telling you, they will, because I hated those things. So
I don't want to go.
Yeah, but for the future, there's so many things. We're going to be working with schools. We are actually a registered nonprofit in the US now, so that we're going to be doing things to be, you know, just working with lots of different people now. So the future is definitely going to be more tangible in person. So you're going to see us outside of Instagram much more.
Beautiful.
And you guys have really great PR. Big shout out to Jadine, who is always making sure that people stay connected, especially when it comes to our Caribbean people, and that's very much appreciative. Any last words before? What time is the event? Is it today? When is it?
It was yesterday.
Oh, it was yesterday.
I think it was recorded, so hopefully in the next week or so it will be available on.
And how was it?
It was good. Like it? Yeah. It was good.
Good.
Always good to share the stage with Fiona.
Yeah. You should tell them about what's happening in Telling Tales. What's coming up next?
What's coming up next? So the project is expanding. We're in Grenada next week.
Oh, nice.
Some jab research.
Some jab research.
I want to go do jab
I would like to go do jab research with you guys too. I would like to volunteer my time. That's awesome.
So, and then we'll go and play jab in August as well. And
you know, necessary research.
But Caribbean Our school carnival is early in the year
It's
too.
February,
right?
Oh,
yeah.
right, Trinidad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think it's actually the same time.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think it's the same time.
Yeah. So Jab. So look out for what we've got coming in terms of Jab content, and I'm also starting work on a book about Caribbean mermaids. So look out for
Sell
that
off.
in the
already.
Wow. Oh, that's so nice. Well, we'll be joining you for Jab research.
Yeah.
I'll see you there.
I will do that.
We went, when it was 2 years ago?
Last years ago.
Last year.
Last year. We went last year to our first Spice Mass, and then I went back 2 months later. In November.
She was like, I'm going right back.
and I would have been there again 2 months later.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure hearing from you guys because, you know, like as I like to call myself a Caribbean advocate out here.
Yeah.
So activist actually. Go hard in the paint for the Caribbean. It's really, you know, really a pleasure to have you guys here, especially you, Fiona. I've known about you for a very, very long time. So I'm excited. I was like, Ma, I can't leave right now.
Yeah.
Go right now. Go right after.
and very, very nice to have you here, you know, educating the people about the Caribbean. We love that for you.
And then
we need to come to England too to do
Yes.
some research as well.
Yes.
Yeah, come Notting Hill Carnival time.
And St. Lucia, I've been trying to get to for a
St.
long
Lucia,
time.
we have
Anytime.
literally been trying to get to Carnival for St. Lucia for a while. We're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We need some dennery in our system.
Seriously.
Lord.
And we're gonna call you, Fiona, and be like, we're here.
We organize you.
Do you
don't
live?
worry.
You live in St. Lucia?
Yes, I do,
Okay.
yes.
And you live in England?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
What part
So
of England?
It's a place called Bristol.
We've been to Bristol.
We went to Bristol. Is that where we went?
We've been to Bristol.
Okay.
I don't know why he remembers so many
Harrisburg.
things.
We've been to Bristol and Harrisburg.
Oh, is that where we were?
Oh, this was a year ago.
Someplace, I don't know.
Random.
Bristol County.
Well, we have gone past time. I'm sorry. We're having a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and I'm glad that you guys had a good time in Boston. When do you leave?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. There's lots of things to do tonight, so I'll make sure that you guys know about them. Yeah, they're having a really great event, Rhythm and Rum and Rhythm or something like that, right down the street. It's a steel bands and a rhythm section and all kind of stuff. We'll see. We'll extend the invitation. We might have some tickets for you guys. So I will talk to Jadine and make sure that we have all that connecting information. Yeah. With that said, people, it's time for us to sign off. It is F Word Friday or Fun Friday, and we'll be back bright and early on Monday. Make sure you guys stay tuned all weekend to Spark FM Online. We got lots of shows. Tomorrow is all Caribbean Massive, starting from 8 o'clock in the morning all the way to 12 o'clock. And then we'll be back with you guys on Sunday and Monday. With that said, have a great day. Bye-bye. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. This is Saucy and Friends, and we'll see you Monday. Bye.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Your #1 local radio. The Spark of New England, Spark FM.